Hey guys, this is Drew. I'm going to do a introduction video to my next kit. This is also going to be my entry video for Steve Mottram's M group build. I haven't done a group build before, and I thought it would just be kind of fun, and I was going to build this kit next anyway, but it is the it is the Mitsubishi A6M2b Zero Fighter, or the Zeke, and it's a Tamiya 172 kit. And the kit markings are all for Pearl Harbor Strike Forces fighter planes. And if you look at some of the box art, you can see some of the different markings and schemes. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at what's in the box. And top here, you got clear parts. Move those over there. I got decals, and we have a flyer with historical information about the Zero. So it's kind of nice to have in all different kinds of languages. And it gives you a little bit of history of the Zero fighter. Okay. All right. Be interesting to read. Got the instructions, typical Tamiya instructions. You got your paint callouts here, and of course, your typical begin with the cockpit, engine assembly. It's like and pretty well detailed too for a 172 kit. A lot of little neat cockpit parts. You can do some detail painting on those. And the cockpit goes up inside the fuselage, it looks like. Okay, after you join the fuselage. Okay. And the markings and paint schemes. Okay, this is the first one. First option A is Carrier Akagi, Lead Ship and Carrier Division 1, Lieutenant Saburo Shindo, Air Superiority Force 2nd Strike Unit. Okay. And it gives you markings. Carrier, or option B, Carrier Soryu, Lead Ship of Carrier Division 2, Lieutenant Fusada Lida, Air Superiority Force 2nd Strike Unit. Okay. And then option C is Carrier Zukaku, 2nd Ship of Carrier Division 5, Lieutenant Masayo Sato, Air Superiority Force 2nd Strike Unit. And given those, let's take a look at the decal options. And cut these open.
Ow. Very tired today.
Okay. The decals look pretty good. They're not over glossy or overly glossy, and they seem to be in pretty good register. So we'll see. And you got a couple of decals for the instrument panel, and the tail and fuselage markings, and for the 3 different airplanes you can build. Okay. All right. So those look pretty good. They also give you a decal for the seat belt, which I know a lot of people don't like. I don't know if they look okay. If they're not overly glossy, they might work, which I don't have a problem with them. But okay, so put that back in its sleeve. Oops. Okay, I'm a little challenged at this today for some reason. There we go. Put that aside. Okay, put the instructions aside. These planes are all one color, which is Japanese gray-green, and I'll be using the Tamiya colors for that. I think I can find one real quick. Oh, that's not it. That's it right there. XF76 IJN gray-green. Okay, using that color. Alrighty, let's take a look at what's in the plastic. This clear part actually was separate from another kit. Somehow it wound up in this box. It came out of my Spitfire kit, so those are extras, so we'll get rid of those. And let's cut open the bags. Okay. And here are the clear parts. I'm going to go ahead and keep them in the bag to keep them protected. But they look very, very nice, very clear. A lot of masking to do, which is always a little challenging for me, but I'll give it my best. Okay. Okay, the first spray I opened up is the sprue that has the cockpit parts, and as you can see, there's pretty good detail. That's the floor of the cockpit. Some of the sides, instrument panel, engines, engine assembly, pretty good detail there. Okay. We get a drop tank as well. That was necessary, of course. But the propeller, spinner. Alright, looks pretty good. Okay, let's get to it. Okay, I'm back. I had to plug up the camera as the battery died. So in this sprue, we have the drop tanks, the horizontal stabilizers, and the tires. And the tires and wheels are all one assembly. Okay. So you can kind of see the nice, very nice, again, very nice cockpit detail. It'd be a lot of fun to put those together. Seat there. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the next sprue. And you also get a couple bushings. I assume this is probably going to be for the propeller, so you can make it so it can spin. Let's take a look at this sprue. The fuselage pieces. Okay. Drop something there. A separate bag for the cowling. If you can see that. Okay. So makes it kind of nice to have it on a separate little sprue piece. We can paint it. And the fuselage. Fuselage halves have really nice, nicely engraved panel lines. If you can see that. If I can get in closer. Okay. And then on the inside, there is some detail on the walls. Okay. Again, that's pretty nice for a 172 kit. That's really nice here. So it would be nice to do a little wash and put a dry brush on that and bring some of that detail out. Okay. So what else do we got? We got another prop option. And if you can see the top of the wings, again, very nice, nicely engraved panel lines. You can get in there and see that. Okay. Some more interior parts. So this really ought to be a fun kit. It doesn't look complicated. There's not a ton of parts. And I'll go ahead and get going on it and post another video soon. And there's the bottom of the wings. Looks very nice. Again, very fine engraved panel lines. Okay. All right. Okay, can't wait to get started. I'm going to go ahead and get going on it and assemble the cockpit. Start working on some sub-assemblies. Do a little, maybe put the engines together, paint those up as well as everything else is drying. So this ought to be, again, a very fun kit. Looks like a neat little kit. Again, 172. That's how. That's the size we're looking at right there. It's very, very neat. I don't have a problem with 172 kits. So far my eyesight's still pretty good, and sometimes they get a little bit fiddly, but I actually enjoy 172 kits, and I still like to do them. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and thanks to Steve Mottram for letting me join. I know it's after the beginning date, but it's a nice long build, and modeling has slowed down a little bit for me since school started up again, and so if I can get in a couple days a week, I'm happy. So this should be a nice relaxing build. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Hi, Dave.